Aloha. So I left off talking about dreams and waking up in the morning. That pop when you wake up in the morning, that is triggering you back into this reality. So this reality is one reality. When you go into dreams, I'm having like 3-4 layer of dream recall when I wake up in the morning. And how I can do that is because um, there's a there's a code that we have as a physical person. When you wake up, you're remembering yourself and who you are in an instant. When you wake up, you're remembering yourself and who you are in an instant. And the stuff that helps us remember that is our surroundings, the clock, uh, stuff that our art, our music, the people around us, everything. So when you wake up in the morning and you have no no concern of whether or not what time it is, where you are, whether or not you should get up, whether or not you're tired enough to go back to sleep, should you go back to sleep. All these thought processes are happening in your head right when you wake up in the morning, and those thought processes that are happening are separating you from um, what your wholeness, your fullness. It's integrating you back into the physical reality. So we have a lot of things that remind us. So one thing is the busy time frame is the busy mentality, the busy frequency that we're caught up in. So we have work, we have responsibilities with all the physical reality stuff, the colonial so-called civilization, the colonial responsibilities. This whole idea of our reality has been centered around an idea that is based upon stuff like the prison industrial complex and military industrial very hardcore things that have nothing to do with your spirit, your soul, and definitely nothing to do with your dreams. That's exactly why they have to call it the American dream, because that dream is being installed as your new reality, and everything that is around you is the reinforcement for that reality. So we got movies, we got music, we got politics, we got government, we got school, we got cars, we got airplanes, we got all these things that convince us into this reality, and then we forget about all the realities that we exist. We can as we forget about all the realities that we interact with, and one of the main ones is dreams. So if you have a group of individuals or a thought process, uh, and that can separate you from your dreams and just act like it's not important to connect with those spaces, then you are in a sense giving your power away and saying um, that this is this, and you can pretty much have this, and I'm fully vested in whatever this reality is that you are installing in my space. Um, yeah, it's a deception. You are in downloading a deception instead of your actual full reality. So that's when I keep getting off track. The moment when you wake up in the morning is huge, because it's not just a moment. There's a whole space in there. There's, like I said, you have the clock, you have your memories, you have your integration. You start thinking about your day. You start thinking about if you're gonna wake up, should you go back to sleep, what you're gonna do. You're gonna take a shower, all this stuff. Like right now, what time? Like you are calibrating yourself to the physical reality. So that in between space between waking up and getting just out of your last dream, that is a long time. That's an infinite amount of time that you can actually stay in if you are equally balanced in the reality of understanding your physical existence, your dream, and your soul existence, which is the space that you interact with in your dreams. So when you wake up in the morning, you are bombarded with distractions, and we separate from our dreams. So our dreams are not just left in our dream state. Our dreams are directly a mirror image of our physical reality in some sort of way or another. So we are interpreting our dreams. You are interpreting from a space of a physical, from your physical perspective, along with your dream perspective as you start getting good at it. So I'm gonna turn this off for a second, so because I think it's kind of distracting me. So um, your dream reality is a place where um, you learn from it, and okay, that's where it is. So like when we're kids, you have scare a lot of kids have scary dreams. So that's what you're doing is you're processing a lot of your fear. You're processing a lot of the hardcore stuff so you can interact more in your physical reality without any fear. So you can have more of your dreams inside your physical reality. So you go into your dreams so you can process that fear to allow yourself to experience more overall, not just in your physical reality but also in your dream space. So it's like a thing, it's a like it builds on top of itself. So you have a scary dream and you keep running away from that dream. When you run away from it, you're not doing anything. You're just running based upon, and a lot of that running becomes from the fear that gets installed from the physical reality. First off, we got movies, we got the prison system, the military, the militarization of the police department, everything around here, all the complexes that go with keeping up this civilization, so-called civilization, afloat. It's based on fear and control. So the more fearful and controlled you are in your physical state, the more you're separated from in your dreams. So it works like that. And the proof of that is that when you're a little kid, you have a lot of fear that you're processing in your dreams because you just get here and you don't have any real foundations to understand what is what because you're brand new to this space. So you have these dreams, and your test is to face these scary dreams and process that fear so you can become stronger both in your dreams and your waking state. So when you face those dreams, it makes you stronger, and you get further into yourself. You can understand more and more of yourself. You can see more of yourself, both when you're awake, and since you're messing with that muscle, that dream muscle, you can see more of yourself when you're in your dreams. So your dreams become more intense after a while. So these are the layers of dreams I'm getting into right now. So when you're a kid, even when you're an adult, if you're still processing scary dreams, that's just your fear. That's just how your fear has manifested into your experience, so you can process it and clear it. So when you wake up, you come back and you face any kind of fears like that, then you'll be able to face that and then go on to the next. Expand yourself, evolve your entire experience. Your soul, your anchors get deeper and stronger. And strength is not what controllers want on the masses because they'll lose their illusory power. So keeping people in a docile state with movies and music and even your celebrities and all that other stuff, that's another main thing that gets put out there, is you have these so-called celebrities, people we look up to, but really they're just playing the game of keeping people in a state of mind that is just self-destructive and separating from themselves to keep people in this reality of distraction. Because when you are distracted, you can be distracted into a world of control, and when you're in a world of control, you can be turned into a slave When you're turned into a slave, that's energy. So harvesting energy through harvesting your dreams and harvesting your physical reality in time. So when we have time going on like that, and time that pops you in this reality, you're instantaneously putting those chains on your body when you wake up in the morning. And let me get back on track. Of the dream. So, fear processing when you're a child, and then at 5 years old is when school starts. So even before you're 5, you are looking up to becoming a part of the school system. So you are integrating that reality as more part of your reality than your dream reality and your experiences that are happening there. So beyond that, everybody can kind of feel that out. But beyond that, once you get past the fear, so let's say you stay connected to your dreams even in through school, because this is what I was doing. You get to a space to where you are processing your fear and you understand your fear, and then you don't need to experience it anymore in your dream space, because it becomes like an old Mario level, like Super Mario Brothers. It becomes like an old level. So the dream space itself is like Super Mario Brothers is a game, and then you have various layers or levels of dreams in there. So one level is fear processing. So the first level that we go in order to access any of the spaces beyond just a baseline, you have to first process your fear. That's what this whole experience is about. This whole physical reality is about. Is processing the fear and expanding your love, and then expanding your art, and helping everybody else do that at the same time. This is what we're all doing in every moment when we process with our hearts instead of our minds. And then when we start integrating everything together, that creates another space of creation. So when we process our fear, we go from fear, and we're finished. You don't need having any scary dreams anymore. Then you go into challenging dreams, and where everything becomes a challenge. So you start to understand. I'm gonna move a little faster right now. So you start to understand your challenge in the dreams, and this means you start interacting with your dreams now you understand what a dream is, who you are. You start becoming more lucid. You can understand what your purpose is in your physical reality and your dream space, and what's really going on there, what's really being said, because dreams are being sent to you as like metaphors, stories that mean something that's not necessarily what you're experiencing, but it's like a story behind the story. Like what the subconscious story is in that dream helps you learn who you are and what you're processing and what you're doing in your waking state. So when you're in that challenging space, you're challenging yourself. You're actually working that muscle, and you're processing who you are on another level. You are empowering yourself when you go into your dreams and learn from your dreams and come back into the waking state integrated, without any judgment, without any kind of heavy weight on it, just an observation as another part of who you are. And then you can go in back and you can create that muscle. It keeps going on and on and on. So once we go into once we clear the fear, then you clear your challenges. Then you can understand what your dreams are in relation to. Then you start working with like a collective soul. So the more you work in your waking state without your ego, without a singular, like a linear focus of who you are, knowing that you are everything, then you can start integrating different versions of perspective on what dreams are, and and what your interaction is within that space. And you get really good at that muscle, and then you can help other people with it. So they got like a minute left. The space of remembering your dreams is very important. And the entire physical reality or so-called civilization that we exist in right now for is meant to distract you from remembering that space and connecting with that space. And everything. And the more you can slow down your reality to feel your soul and feel your whatever it is that you're even a dream, the more you can connect with yourself and activate these dreams towards your purpose, whatever that is. So I'm probably going to end up doing another video on dreams so I can expand a little more. I missed some things, but the gist is pretty much there. So until next time, peace, love, and harmony.